better than your people in some way. You know, I think we have that now. White supremacy has had greater success in propagating itself and basically having more people dead because of it than probably, it'd be hard to look back at the history of the world, but probably in all of history. That's the way it seems to me from what I can tell. And so I can't put the Hebrew Israelites in that same category, but when these Hebrew Israelites act like they don't, when a lot of the One Westers especially act like they don't teach a hateful doctrine, to me it's laughable because you look at what they actually say about people and the way they say it, and a lot of them, it's clear that they hate the other, so to speak.
All right, Shalom. This is Har One by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Harakak Kodash, Ma'amath. Double lauders to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. Shalom to Yakim, and Agwatim and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. Amen. You heard it from the horse's mouth, or should I say the devil's mouth. The porky pig here, Vocab Malone, Dr. Edom, basically admitting the atrocities and genocide and murder and bloodshed that his people, the Edomites, have committed. Right, he admitted it right there. See how it takes. So it takes them talking to a woman and bring it right out of them. He's talking to that woman and looking at her cannons or whatever he probably looking at, I'm sure. He over there blushing and shit. And she got it right out of him. Boom. He threw it out there. Well, so-called white man, they committed most murder than any nation on earth. If now you would admit it, but not when you're talking to us. Not when he talking to us and debating us on the streets and shit like that, on the comment boards or in the videos, and we bring it up. Say, hey, Vocab, what about his people and their racism? And he won't answer that, but he'll try to go around all over the internet as a scoffer, lying on us, our people that know that they're Israelites, and push that agenda of hate speech when his people are the true haters, the ones that have committed violence and have shown their hatred upon this earth. All right. But I'm going to read some scriptures because he admitted it. He said they've committed the most. And you had, the Greek Empire that started, really kicked off with all the taking over the world over in Macedon with Alexander when he came into power after his dad. When he came into power, really 332 BC, I think it was, when he became the ruler over Greece, right? And he started his siege against the Persian Empire from 334 all the way to 330. So when he became the ruler over Greece, that's when all hell started breaking loose, really, man. All right. So, matter of fact, let me get this. All right, this is First Maccabees 1:1, and it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, over there in Greece, who came out of the land of Shittim, right? That's what Shittim is known as Greece today. Had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and the Medes. All right, Darius was the title was Darius the Third. All right, and it was a 4-year siege that Alexander the Great led against Darius, and he wound up taking him down. And you can read about that. I think it's Daniel chapter 8. All right. So this prophecy came to pass, man, in the 3rd century BCE. All right. And that's what helped establish the Greek Empire, the pagan empire, the Diadochi, and so on and so on, Antiochus Epiphanes. It says, who came out of the land of Shittim, had smitten Darius, the king of the Persians and Medes, that he reigned in his stead the first over Greece, man. All right. So he was ruling Greece, all Greece, man, all that area, the known world at that time. And he made many wars. So in those wars, there was a lot of killing. All right. And won many strongholds. So they won many strongholds. And slew the kings of the earth. See, that's what Vocab was talking about. So who is this? Talking about Esau. And went through to the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him, whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up. See, even today, matter of fact, this is Habakkuk 2 and 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. It's talking about these heathens, even today. That same spirit, all right, coming back from Alexander and all them Edomites. That same spirit is on these same Edomites today. Their rust is not all wiped away. That murder, that bloodshed is, they hide it not. They lay it upon a rock. Behold, they even teach about it in their schools, man. And they honor themselves. They made statues about it. All right. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. And after you got people like Vocab, he won't go out there and go against his people. His agenda is to turn the system against the ones that know that they're Israelites. All right. And pushing that agenda 21. All right. So, in fact, I'm gonna read this. 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine through his philosophies, all right, and their lies and deception, and their demonocracy and Christianity. He is a proud man, and through their Christianity, they've slaughtered a lot of people, just like Vocab was saying. That's their wine, that Christianity, man. That philosophy, all right, just like you had you had Antiochus Epiphanes, he had his Hellenizers. You had who? The conquistadors, the Spaniards, right? All of them coming over here. I forgot what it was called, man, on that conquest, pushing that Christianity, man. All right, I think they called them Calvinists and missionaries, you know. And that's what Vocab is, Calvinist. All right, he only became that just trying to find something to do. He said it in that interview. So these were what, colonizers. That's what Esau is, a colonizer. Taking over countries and establishing farmlands there and families and sharecroppers and setting up slaves. That's what they do. Stealing all the resources of the lands through murder and bloodshed. That's the blessing that was given to Esau, right, in Genesis 27. So Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, right? They went all around the world pushing their Christianity and their demonocracy, all right? And through that, they caused a lot of death, all right? Who enlargeth his desire as hell. So anywhere they go and they set their desires, they bring nothing but death and hell. Now they're pushing this new world order, going into Revelation chapter 6. They're what? Bringing more death and more hell, man. All right? Who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And that's what they've done. All right, verse 8. Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein, especially America. When they established America, through bloodshed. He said they shed the most blood, man. These Edomites. He said it was white Christianity, white supremacy, and Christianity. He's like, yeah, but I can't put the Israelites in that category. You're right. You're right. We ain't out here murdering nobody, man. You got people in IUIC doing that shit, from what I heard. But that's hatred, to go out and murder people, a nation, cause genocide to them. All right. Woe to him that coveteth evil to his house, evil covetous to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Right, I'm gonna read this. Verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with bloodshed, establish a city by iniquity. All right, so that this place has been established through bloodshed. Rome was established through bloodshed. Greece was established through bloodshed. Everything they built was established through bloodshed. All right, Ezekiel 35:1. Moreover, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, see the whole nation of Edom, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith Yahweh power, Behold, O Mount Seir, basically nation of Edom, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee. I will make thee most desolate. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am Yahweh, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity. And they've done that, 70 AD especially. You know, they did that 586. They came in there with Nebuchadnezzar and broke their covenant with us. And then they did it again in 168 BC. They did it again in 65 BC with Pompey. They did it again with the triumvirate. They did it again. Boy, man. You know, again and again, man, with Yahweh Shai when they, and then 70 AD, from 66 to 73 AD. And then again in 1266 with the Ottoman Turks going against Constantinople, Istanbul, Constantine, Byzantine Empire. And then again in 1400s, you know, 1492, and so on and so on, man, all the way up until today. All right, the bloodshed has not ended, man. Esau has been living out their bloodshed and their atrocities, and they're living out their blessing, and has shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword. And Esau's blessing is the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. All right. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh power, and this is for vocab, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. All right. And that's what he's saying. He's like, yeah, he said his own people, they've caused the most murder and destruction upon this earth. And the whole world knows that, man. Isaiah 14:16. That same one that was raised up with Alexander, and the whole earth was quiet before them, you know. They call it white supremacy. Isaiah 14:16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee, and consider thee, saying, Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? That's what we're gonna say in the kingdom. We're gonna be saying that about them. Like, is this them? They brought down very low. All right, that made the world as a wilderness, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. So what nation is that? You keep saying white, you keep saying this or that. Christians, no, they're Edomites. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave. See, in the kingdom, all the nations going to have some form of living after 1,000 years. But Esau is going to be cast out of the earth like an abominable branch. And as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden underfoot. All right. So verse 21. Verse 20. Thou shalt not be joined with them in the burial. See why? Because they're going to be cut off from out the earth. After 1,000 years, Esau going to be wiped off the earth, man. All right. Because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people, the seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, man. So all the bloodshed that Vocab was just admitting, his own mouth is testifying against him. It said, what? Prepare slaughter. So the Lord is preparing a slaughter for them, for Esau's children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities anymore, man. For I will rise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant, and son and nephew, saith Yahweh. So the same place, um, especially America, man, where they committed a lot of bloodshed, and the place was built through bloodshed. No Edomites are going to make it out of here. All right, this is Job 15:6. Thine own mouth condemneth thee, not I. Yea, thy own lips testify against thee. All right, so that's Vocab. His own mouth is condemning himself. Yea, thy own lips have testified against thee. All right, they're testifying against him that they are the Edomites that the scripture spoke of, and that they're going to be here in the last days. All right, committing nothing but murder upon the earth, robbing, stealing, and killing. Genesis 27:28-38. And Esau said unto his father, to my Isaac, hast thou but one blessing? My father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept, just like Vocab been doing. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. They've been all over the goddamn earth, out in the wilderness. That's why they're known as a damn hunter. All right, and they got the riches of the world and the resources, and of the dew of heaven from above. All right, everything upon earth. And by thy sword, that's what Job 9:24 said, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. And the wicked, scriptures say that Esau is going to be called what? The border of wickedness. And by thy sword thou shalt live. So Esau lived, they have lived by their sword. And this is all by the prophecy and the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And, all right. So they live by the sword through war and bloodshed and destruction. And shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke off the neck. All right. So now let me get to the point. All right. So Revelation 6:3. See, we're in the time of Revelations. Those same Edomites that were spoken of in Genesis, they're spoken of at the end of the book, all throughout the book, all the way to the end. All right. Prophesied, John the Revelator saw that they were going to be here as well. Revelation 6:3. It says, and when he opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and that red represents Esau, man. All right, the red horse, Edom. Okay. And power was given to him. See, the Lord gave them their blessing, all right, which is the sword. And power was given to him. Talking about Alexander, the Greeks. All right, 332 BC. That's when it really kicked off with Alexander. All right, I think he was born in 352, if I'm not mistaken, or 362 in Pella, Greece, and he started ruling. Took office in 336, you know, and really started ruling in 332, and the war started with the Persians and the Medes in 334 all the way to 330. It was a 4-year siege, and then that's when he took over, man. All right, and there went out another horse that was red, in power. I think it's Adawamya, or Adawam, which is a red. All right, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. That's First Maccabees. All right, chapter 1. That they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. I just read about it. All right, power to kill and destruction, and that's what Vocab was speaking of so lightly. You know, skipping right over it. Yeah, you just murdered. You talking about lives, bro? You just murdered a lot of people. Like it's nothing. When he speak about Jake, when he speak about our people, Israelites, he'll say, "Yeah, but the hatred of them, they really go in. They really speak hatred today." It's like, bro, you're a devil, man. It's so unfair, man. You know. All right, verse 5. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, "Come and see." And I beheld, and lo, a black horse. And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. That balances represent what? The yoke of iron. All right. The scriptures say that Esau was going in Deuteronomy 28. They're gonna put a yoke of iron around our neck. So that's their yoke. That's the balances. Them chains when they had us in slavery. So they put us in slavery after the Greek Empire, and then they had us in slavery, right? And then and I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, "A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine." And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard a voice of the fourth beast say, "Come and see." That's the point. And I looked and beheld a pale horse. So right now we're in that time. All right, when they're pushing out pandemics and really bringing in their last hoorah, the one world, trying to bring in the one world order, a satanic um, religion and system upon the earth, or one world religion. And I looked and behold a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him, man. Everywhere they go, they set their desires, they bring death, and then nothing but sorrow follows, man. Hell. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death. So they kill with the sword, and so not just Alexander, but now today, not just in slavery, all right, and they're damn Wall Street and their stock markets and shit, selling us and shit, all right. That's what that meant in verse 6, selling us on the stock markets for resources. Um, but the Lord kept the anointed, the elect uh, seed bloodline protected throughout all of that. Ooh. What cannot kill us makes us stronger, you know. And the Lord kept us, man, throughout all of that. We're still here. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw, okay, so let me get to the point. All right, so it says what? And he had power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. So they're using all kind of shit nowadays for pandemics and slaughter of the people, depopulation. All right, only devils would think something like that. Depopulation. That's Esau, man. They haven't. It says he cannot be satisfied. They're a weapon of mass destruction. All right, John 8:44. Ye are of your father the devil. All right, so Esau is the devil, the deceiver, Diablos. You know, their forefather goes back to the spirit that was on Cain in the garden when they slew Abel. You know, that same spirit came back on Esau. Not the bloodline, but the spirit. All right, came back on Esau, and that Edomite demonic off spirit came back on Edom, the nation. All right, so they're all of their father, the devil. Even 2/3 of our people that follow after them. And the lust of your father ye will do, vocab. He was a murderer from the beginning. So he act like it's something new. Yeah, they just, they committed most of the murders on the earth. It's been as a nation, through white supremacy and Christianity. It's like it's nothing. Hey, bulletin, anybody want to put this, would you say that a little louder, vocab? Do some videos on it. It says, "And the lust of your father you will do." See, that's why he won't do it, because he's doing the lust of his father, of his people. "And he was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it." And that's what Vocab does. He speaks lies. Lies on us, lies on our people, all in our people's business. When he should be going to the KKK rallies and shit, and the skinheads, and talking to them and say, "Hey, why did y'all do this? What happened?" And trying to expose them, calling them hate, saying they spew hatred, and they commit acts or hate crimes. They have actually done it. A crime is when the actual victim involved. What this dude is talking about, some bullshit that they've made up now called hate speech. When telling the truth and being an oppressed people in a nation and speaking up against your oppressor is not called hate speech. See that? What Vocab is doing is called hate speech, hating on a nation of people, not showing any type of empathy or remorse for what his people have done. That's hatred, man. When people say they believe in a creator and they call his name Yahweh and his son named Yahweh Shai, and he laugh at it, mock it, and call it private eye for Yahweh Shai. When at the same time, out of the same damn uh, porky pig mouth, bleep bleep bleep, this dude here, he is saying at that same damn mouth, he'll say his people murdered our people and committed most murders upon earth, mass slaughters, like it's nothing, and then call us and say our people spew hatred. Whew, we a cold-blooded snake, boy. Cold game he playing there, man. All right, man, with this though, Vocab, Revelations 14, 13, and 9. All right. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. So the Lord said, what? Blood is going to pursue them now. All right. So they're going to drink the cup all the way down. It says, he that killeth with the sword, that same destruction that he and that blessing he's been given, must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. All right. So they got judgment coming to them, man. 1,000 years of it till they wiped off the earth for that testimony that Vocab just hurled out of his mouth, man. Jeremiah 25 and 27. Therefore thou shalt say unto them, thus saith Yahweh of hosts. Who we talking about? All these heathen nations that's spoken of, and Edom being one of them, spoken of in verse 21. Edom and Moab and children of Ammon, the Chinese and Japanese, and all the nations, but mainly talking about Edom. All right. Thou shalt say unto them, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the power of Israel, drink ye and be drunken, and spew and fall, and rise no more, because they're going to vomit up all their riches. All right. And the Lord is going to make them drunken, and they're going to fall. Like that's why I say Lucifer fell like lightning to the earth. Lucifer is them. And rise no more. So they're not going to ever rise again, because of the sword which I will send among you. And it shall be, if they refuse to take the cup at thine hand to drink, then shalt thou say unto them, thus saith Yahweh, power of hosts, ye shall certainly drink. All right. It says, for lo, I begin to bring evil on the city which is called by my name. So that's why the Lord allowed the nations like Edom and all these other nations to take us into slavery and make merchandise of us through their stock market. All right. Giving all these nations passports and visas and businesses in our communities. Yeah, right. And seats at the UN, and keeping our people underprivileged and in slavery, impoverished. This is what, and held back. For lo, I begin to bring evil on the city which is called by my name, Jerusalem. He brought evil on Israel for us being wicked. And so what about Esau though? And should ye be utterly unpunished? Ye shall not be unpunished. For I will call for a sword upon all the inhabitants of the earth, saith Yahweh of hosts. I'm gonna end up with this one, Deuteronomy 30:1. And it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee. So all the curses have come upon our people, all up into the chip and the second death. That's what's about to happen last, or for 2/3 of our people, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations. And it's being called to mind right now. All right. Whither Yahweh thy power have driven thee. So we've been scattered around the four corners of the earth, and shalt return unto Yahweh thy power, and shalt, that means repent, and shall obey his voice, obey the prophets, and the teaching, obey the scriptures, the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children, with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that then Yahweh thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations whither Yahweh thy power have scattered thee. But check this out. You know, verse 7, and Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. All right. So that's true hatred. They hated our people. All right. I'm gonna end with this one. Zechariah 11:4. Thus saith Yahweh, my power, feed the flock of the slaughter. And that's what we're doing. We feed the flock through the scriptures, feeding the spirit of Yahweh Shai, the spirit of truth, the spirit of prophecy, the spirit of the kingdom, the spirit of righteousness. All right. Freedom. Feed the flock of the slaughter. Verse 5. Whose possessors slay them. So Esau slayed our people, man. All right. They have been our possessors. That's why our people call them what? Oppressor. Massa, which is oppressor in the Hebrew. It says, whose possessors slay them, man. And he asked Vocab that. Didn't they have us in slavery? And hold themselves not guilty. So they're in a position of power, and they're not holding themselves guilty. All right. They just talk about it and they breeze right over it. And they that sell them say, they sold us, right? Blessed be Yahweh, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. And that's even 2/3 of our people. These preachers and pastors, they sell out to Esau. All right. Obadiah 1:8. Shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? The judgment against the mount of Esau again. The nation of Edom. And thy mighty men, O Teman, that's the elites, all right, shall be dismayed, the think tanks, right, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. So they ain't gonna know what the hell to do. No, they ain't gonna have no way out of it. They ain't gonna be able to think their way out of that shit, Bill Gates. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
That's all, folks.